Chapter 3, The Ugly Wife of the Shady Duke. Do you know where His Excellency is going? Do you know where His Excellency is going? The question echoed in the hallway, cold and demanding. Ah, the servant stammered, barely meeting her gaze. You do know, she pressed. Why won't you answer? That's. The words died in her throat. Are you here to monitor me instead of serving me? Her tone dripped with suspicion. And no. The servant protested weakly, but Grace barely noticed. Then answer my question. Grace's voice hardened. Do you know where His Excellency is going? A beat of silence passed before the servant hesitantly replied. Yes. His Excellency is going to serve at the Rondel Canal. The Rondel Canal. The name struck like a bolt of lightning, though she fought to hide it. Is Saint Aria there by any chance? Grace's voice was steady, but inside, a storm raged. I heard that the temple went to the Rondel Canal today, the servant continued, oblivious to the turmoil brewing in Grace's chest. There will be a grand purification ceremony, and the saint will definitely be there. Of course she will. Grace clenched her fists at her sides. Why wouldn't she be? Her mind reeled. His Excellency, her husband Benjamin, would be with Aria, the beautiful, ethereal saint, the one with hair like fresh snow and eyes that gleamed like the morning sun. Aria, perfect in every way. And then there was Grace, ugly, awkward, and endlessly reminded of it. She touched the pearl necklace around her neck, her fingers trembling. It must be hard to love a wife who looks like this. Her gaze dropped to the pearls. She chuckled bitterly, as though mocking herself. My appearance is nothing but a pearl necklace on a pig's neck. Are you all right, my lady? The servant's voice brought her back, but it was distant, like hearing a faint echo through water. I'm fine, she lied, forcing a weak smile. I just got lost in my thoughts. The truth, however, was far darker. Her mind churned with thoughts of Benjamin and Aria, of how she was the last person he would ever love. The beautiful saint, glowing with grace and charm, would surely hold his heart forever. And Grace? She was nothing but a shadow. But something inside her stirred, something she hadn't felt in ages. A spark of defiance. No more. No more waiting for scraps of affection from a man who doesn't even see me. She would change. It wasn't just about her appearance, her body, her life, it was about survival, reclaiming some control over her fate. I've had enough, Grace whispered under her breath, a vow to herself. I'll exercise. I'll lose weight, get stronger. I'll start fresh. The servant blinked, clearly confused, but Grace was already lost in her thoughts. Exercise, she murmured aloud. If I want to survive this, I need to move, to live differently. It was a laughable idea at first. What difference would it make if someone like her, fat, slow, and exhausted, tried to exercise? But there was something new within her. A tiny flicker of hope. I can start small, she muttered, her gaze drifting to the mirror. I can do it. But her new plan would be harder than she thought. She didn't even have workout clothes. She had dresses, luxurious, expensive gowns that made her feel more like a doll than a person. But none of them would work for running or training. Do you have anything I could use for exercise? Grace asked, turning to the servant, her voice steady but filled with determination. Exercise. The servant looked bewildered, clearly taken aback by Grace's sudden change in attitude. Grace couldn't blame her. Just a few days ago, the idea of physical exertion had made her want to hide in bed and never come out. Now, it felt like the only way forward. If there's nothing suitable, we can adjust the dresses, Grace continued. Make something that fits, something I can actually move in. The servant hesitated. Shall I call the usual tailor? Yes, Grace said, not missing a beat. It's better that way. She could hear the concern in the servant's voice, but she didn't care. She was done waiting for someone to fix things for her. I need to do this myself. As the servant left, Grace collapsed onto the bed, her thoughts spinning. How had it come to this? She was trapped in someone else's body, in someone else's life. This isn't Grace. This isn't me. She closed her eyes, trying to silence the torrent of self-loathing that came with being Grace. It was then that the familiar weight of despair settled over her. The realization hit her harder than any blow. She wasn't just struggling to escape Benjamin's indifference. She was fighting to survive in a world she didn't belong to. Grace's diary. She muttered, her heart sinking. She needed to find it. The one thing that could tell her the secrets of this world, the things Grace herself had written, the things no one else knew. Her mind raced, desperately searching for the answers. Where is it? She got up from the bed, her hands shaking as she moved through the room. Under the bed, it has to be there. But after searching for what felt like hours, there was no diary. Only the faintest glimmer of something else, a ring. She picked it up, staring at the intricate design, the weight of it pressing down on her chest. What does it mean? Her world was slipping through her fingers, but she wasn't giving up, not yet. If she could just find the diary, if she could just unlock Grace's secrets, maybe she could finally break free. And so, in the darkened silence of her room, a plan began to form. A dangerous, thrilling, terrifying plan. But one thing was clear, Grace's story was far from over. And thank you guys for watching, and please like, comment, subscribe to the channel to watch more this type of content.